And now, reading your comments with Folklore. Hello everyone, I'm back. I know I've been missing for a little bit. If you've kept up with my community posts, you'll know it's because I have been without internet for around the last 10 days. So it's been a bit tough to make content. But I'm back. I have a bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if my voice is a little off, but we're just gonna roll with it. I promised you guys a Q&A when the gaming channel hit 800 subscribers. I'm a little late, but here it is. So let's just get into the questions, shall we? Now, a lot of you obviously came here from the collab I did with Kim, also known as Unsorted Guy. Incredible reception on that video, by the way. Over 10,000 views is insane for me. So obviously a lot of people were curious on how me and Kim actually met. How this came to be, that this tiny little channel got to collab with big ol' Kim over there. Well, it's rather simple, actually. So I watched his videos a lot. I still do. And I really liked specifically the Pokemon related ones, the Pixelmon stuff, because I'm a big Pokemon guy, or at least I used to be. And then I learned that he actually had a Pixelmon server that you could join, and so I did. And on my first day playing on that Pixelmon server, I think Kim just happened to be in the middle of recording a video, and he just so happened to walk past where I had set up base, and I offered him to like use my base as a temporary base and all this stuff, and so we got to hang out a little. We talked about how we're both Norwegian and all that stuff, and then I guess we had, you know, good terms. We helped each other out here and there. I think it's either the video where he collects all the starters or the one before that. One of those. I guess we hit it off, and I added him on Discord, and then I kept messaging him over and over, like a creep, and eventually he relented and featured me in a video. It's just that easy, but don't do what I did because it was wrong and probably very annoying. In a similar vein of how like all this stuff came to be, there's people, I'm gonna butcher these usernames, I'm sorry, but Omar Al-Zubi, as well as my buddy Bolt, which you've probably seen if you've seen the Gravity video. Wonder stuff like, how did you come up with the idea of opening a channel, publishing great videos and special content? Thank you. I would like to know the story, and what initially inspired you to do YouTube, and who has been your biggest inspiration for your current content? So, these three channels that I have currently are not actually my first channels. I have gone through many rebrands, if you will. And I think I first started making videos under the name Mimikyu, because again, I was a big Pokemon guy. I really liked Mimikyu, and so my whole channel and my profile picture and everything was based around Mimikyu. And I think the first uploads I ever did on YouTube, personally, I have been in videos that like my family members have released and stuff, but I think the first video that I released personally was me playing like phone games. But at first I didn't know how to screen record on my phone, so I filmed my phone. But then I don't think I published that one because I did learn how to screen record, and then I did screen record like playing Angry Birds or something. But I didn't know how to pick up audio, so it was just gameplay of Angry Birds on my really like old phone. So that was pretty bad quality videos, and I eventually took those down. I rebranded, and that's when I became, I think after Mimikyu, it was Heavenly Hit Points, and it was going to be a Dungeons and Dragons channel, chiefly. But that never went anywhere. And then rebranding from Heavenly Hit Points became Folklore, which was originally going to be a lore channel about the book I'm writing. That didn't go anywhere. I was really unhappy with that. So then I started making the history content. I kind of enjoyed that. And then I branched off to now focusing on Minecraft, and that's the story of just the general structure of the history of my YouTube career. When it comes to what gave me the idea and sort of who inspired me, both initially and currently, that's a bit different. So when I first started watching YouTube, it was predominantly like Let's Play channels. It was Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, you know. I started watching like Goat Simulator, Happy Wheels, Amnesia, all those kinds of stuff. Prop Hunt, you know. I watched a lot of Tobuscus, all those like animations and songs and stuff like that. Eventually, after that era of the internet ended, because I latched onto the tail end of that era, I started watching like Sky Does Minecraft and sort of that era of Minecraft content, popular MMOs. I was never a Stampy guy. A lot of people my age loved Stampy. I was never a Stampy guy. I don't know why. And so I knew very early on I loved video games. I always loved video games. I was always going to love video games. I watched a lot of Peanut Butter Gamer, and that sort of sphere as well. And it's been sort of I watch a lot of YouTube. Like I know a lot of YouTubers are like, oh, I don't have time to watch YouTube. I just make content, but I watch a lot of YouTube and a lot of different YouTubers, and you'll find a little bit of everything. And now I watch everything. You know, there's history content on YouTube that's really good. There's animated shows now and all kinds of stuff that I love to watch. And I think all of it inspires me in a way. I mean, my history content is chiefly inspired by like Salmonella. Overly Sarcastic Productions had a hand in it probably. So a lot of different channels sort of coalesced into inspiring me. And then currently, you know, with how I do Minecraft content, I think I sort of fell out of love with Minecraft after the sort of Sky Does Minecraft era, you know. But then I came back into it because of people like Slimesicle, J-Schlatt, Tommy in it partly. Actually the same age as Tommy in it. All of that kind of stuff inspired my current Minecraft streak of content. Also Hermitcraft especially. I love watching Grian, Mumbo Jumbo, that sort of thing. I've always wanted to be good at redstone and building, but I've never been smart enough. And I love this. I think what I love the most about these channels is that I always liked is that they always had a strong sense of community, and it was a very nice community most of the time, you know. And that's kind of my ideal with these channels, is to make a community that I can call my own, that I feel is welcoming and is nice and is friendly, and is probably a substitute for the fact that I have no real life friends. I'd say if there was one channel I would want to collab with more than any other, even if just for like 10 seconds, it would be Charlie Slimesicle. I would want that. One of my biggest worries actually is that by the time I'm big enough to actually collab with a lot of the people I looked up to when I was younger, is that they'll retire before I've reached their level, you know. So yeah, that is my YouTube inspirations, I guess. Again, I'm gonna butcher these names. Sachidu Senanayake asks, your laptop, full specs. I have no idea. I'm not a computer guy. I just bought a computer that it was kind of like not too expensive, but also not too cheap, and it said gaming laptop, and I bought that. So I have no idea. Intel Core i7, if that tells you anything. Just a Dude 3185 asks, what was the first video game you ever played? Also, congrats on the Nether survival video. It was amazing. Thank you. The first video game I ever played, I'm gonna see if I can find it because I don't remember what it was called, but I know that it was an Emperor's New Groove PlayStation 2 or 3 tie-in DVD game. Like, you know how they used to make like games based on the Disney movies back in the day? Those like really bad ones. It was like a 2D platformer, Emperor's New Groove game on the PlayStation 2, I say. I think it's on the PlayStation 2. And me and my brother would always get stuck on this one level where you have to run away from like the jaguars or the panthers or whatever they are. The big black cats. And I remember like I could never beat that level, and my brother could never beat that level, and we had to get our dad to to beat the level for us. But that was the first ever video game I played. The second video game I ever played was probably a pirated copy of an early release of Minecraft, and then it was either Overlord 2 or Pokemon Ruby, and then Skyrim. That's the list of the first ever video games I ever played. Also, a 2D beat-em-up platformer Spider-Man game for the Game Boy Advance. No idea which, but it was some kind of Spider-Man game sprite artwork for the Game Boy Advance. Something like that. I think it was the Game Boy Advance. Probably. I have terrible memory, so my recollection of the earliest games I ever played is probably very bad. On a related note, Kapish Rawat, by the way, from when you started playing Minecraft, or when did you start playing Minecraft? Again, probably on my brother's computers, or I guess it was a family computer's, like, pirated copy of Minecraft. I'm pretty sure it was a pirated copy, but it was, like, very early on in Minecraft's early years, and my brother had this copy of Minecraft. I don't know if it was legit or not, but I suspect it was pirated. Maybe. I'll have to ask him. But that's just what I recall. And I remember we were on a super flat world, and he was building a castle, and it was always raining. Every memory of it, it was raining. But he was in a super flat world, it was raining, and he was building this really cool medieval castle with like this big throne room and this library which had hidden like compartments in it. It was super cool, and I loved it. And I would always just ask to just walk around the castle and just explore it because I thought it was really cool. And then I think he deleted it like a few blocks away from having even finished it, which really upset me. But that's also probably what started my love with like castles and stuff as well, is playing that early copy of Minecraft and being like, wow, I want to build this. And that's why every time I do anything in Minecraft, I build castles. Funky Ducky 8751 says, I wish you lots of luck with everything, thank you. I hope to join the server and Discord soon, linked in the description. I got a couple questions for your Q&A though. What is your favorite mob? Ooh, that's an interesting one. Probably the Enderman, I'd say. I'm a big Enderman guy, both because I like teleportation, I like sort of sleek, skinny character designs, and the Gangnam Style parody Like an Enderman. Also the mob rap Enderman section from JT Machinima? Something like that? Pull up that clip. Also, what is your favorite memory playing Minecraft? Again, my memory is terrible, so I don't remember too much. I think there's a couple different ones. There was, obviously recently, getting to play with Kim was amazing. And it was really fun. There was this one time, there was this girl I really liked, and we played Minecraft together a lot, and I invited her to this new server that I set up, and I pretended like it was brand new, but secretly I had set up this whole elaborate thing where I would like confess my feelings and everything, and it was super sweet, definitely not cringe at all. That didn't really lead anywhere, but it was a nice memory. And yeah, again, that like early days of me playing on my brother's copy and just exploring that castle and just being full of bewilderment. Probably one of my better memories playing Minecraft. As well as playing on... When the Nintendo Switch got a Minecraft copy, me and some of my friends would play on that on a Realm. And a bit before that as well, because the Realm I think is over different consoles, but we played on a Realm. And I remember we would roleplay it, even though it was just like 4 of us. We would roleplay it, and we all had our own nations. And I built I built a castle, of course. It was a good time. And lastly, from Funky Ducky 8751, what other games do you enjoy? A couple different things. I've actually had to uninstall most of my games on my computer to make just storage space. But there was a lot of like Paradox Grand Strategy games, because again, I love history. Overlord games are cool. just general like fantasy, a lot of single player story driven stuff, you know, like Bethesda games, Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Fallout, New Vegas 3, and I got a little bit into 4, but I only played it for like a few weeks. A lot of Zelda, a lot of Pokemon, what else? Mario sometimes, a lot of Smash Bros. Generally, I mostly play either PC games or Nintendo games, but I've had like PlayStations throughout my life because of like my dad was always a PlayStation guy. So we had a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4. I've yet to get a PlayStation 5, probably won't. So there's been a lot of, you know, Crash Bandicoot Twinsanity is one of my favorite games of all time. I really wish it was finished. Sonic games, I like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Heroes. You know, Sonic Mania is also pretty fun. That's, you know, I'm really bad at video games actually. For how much I love to play them, I am really bad at them. But I do play all kinds of stuff really. I don't really think there's any genre that I like dislike. Maybe. Again, it's hard to say that I dislike a genre because there's always one game that I like. Like, I don't really play that many shooters, but I love TF2. And Half-Life is kind of a shooter, even if it's single player, you know? So it depends on the game. A lot of Valve games, Portal, Half-Life, TF2, like I said. So yeah. Those are some of my favorite games. Speaking of favorite games and stuff, Aika asks 2 different questions here. Firstly, favorite Pokemon. I believe I did a whole, like, Pokemon, every single Pokemon ever tier list somewhere on my Twitter. I don't know if that's still up or what, but I did rank them all. Whoever is in the number 1 spot changes from time to time, you know, like I said, it used to be Mimikyu. Right now, I would probably say Weavile. I really like Weavile and Sneasel. Yanmega is sick. Haxorus. Mudkip. Feraligator's pretty cool. Pichu, but only with the little spiky ears. I think that's adorable. There's a lot of Pokemon I love. Squirtle. I mean, yeah, there's what, over 1,000 of them now? Like, I can't even make like a team of 6 because there's always someone I want to include and I don't have enough space. Levani, I don't really know how you say that properly. A lot of bug types, a lot of bug, ice, and dark types. Those types tend to be my favorite. And then I guess water is pretty good, and dragon. I'd say. Somewhere in those is usually where you'll find my favorite Pokemon. Also, favorite color shrimp from this image. I'm gonna have to actually pull it up in higher resolution here. Let's see. Neocaridina shrimp varieties. I like that blue one on the top right. Not all the way to the right, but second to the right, top right. I like that one. Mosey asks on the Discord, you better answer right, does pineapple belong on pizza? Here's the thing, I am of the Italian sort of pizza philosophy. I think the fewer ingredients the better, the simpler the better. I have a very, very sensitive taste bud situation going on. So, you know, when you eat a meal that consists of many ingredients, the taste sort of meshes together, but for me, I taste every single individual ingredient. And for me, fruits and stuff does not belong on pizza. I'm a meat guy. I like my meats. I like my ham, my pepperonis, chicken even. You just put meat and cheese, tomato sauce, I'm good. That's all I need. Thin crust. Sometimes puffy crust is good too. I like some puffy crust. But generally, fruits, nah. No. I don't eat fruits and veg. Clearly. Bolt has another question here. Will you do a Pokemon Smash or Pass akin to Markiplier? Sure, why not? Snail Wizard asks, what was the funniest moment while you were recording with Unsorted Guy? The funniest moment for me personally uh, was probably, you don't see this in the video, but we did crash many times. I'm not under NDA or anything, so I can say this, but we crashed a few times. Both when we teleported into that dimension, I crashed, he crashed, but that's because I think Kim forgot to like enable flying, so it kept kicking us for flying. So not necessarily crashed, but you know, we got kicked out of the server for flying whenever we would leave or enter the dimension. That is why when we leave the dimension at the end of the video, he pops up and then he's like, "Where's Folk?" And then I appear because I was kicked out and had to rejoin. Similarly, there's this one moment, I think it's cut out of my video, it might be in his, where we go into this, like, what is supposed to be the entrance to a dungeon, but it's not a dungeon down there. We tried mining into the walls, and I think I was lagging so much that I just got kicked off the server. Or I crashed or something like that. That you don't see either. But those were really funny moments because I kept, like, internally thinking, like, oh, whoa, what if everything goes wrong and I'm ruining this whole recording? But I had to just laugh it off, and so in retrospect, it's a really funny memory to me. Beefy is here. What's your favorite tile pattern out of these images? Now this is something I can care about. Let's see here. We got grid. It's just a grid. It's not really a pattern. Brickwork is nice. Brickwork vertical, not so nice. I don't know. Brickwork should not be vertical. Diamond. That's just a kitchen floor. Checkerboard, that's just a kitchen floor. Grid horizontal looks structurally unsound. Offset, that's a good brick pattern. Brickwork vertical narrow, no. Staggered brickwork, that's nice brickwork right there. Was that herringbone? Pretty nice, I like that. Nice floor pattern. Basket weave, a bit much. Now basket weave vertical, that's nice actually. Corridor horizontal, also a bit much. And then there's all these other mental illnesses down here. I'd say the best one is probably just offset or herringbone, I guess. I'm a simple guy. We have a few different questions from Phantom Force. When are you going to invite Kim or Sneeve for this? And by this, they mean the Nether Survival series, I'm pretty sure. Kim actually was involved in the idea process behind the Nether Survival series. I said to him, because we were coming up with video ideas, and I said to him, I want to do a series where I have to survive exclusively in the Nether. And he thought I meant one video, like in his style, where it's like 4 hours, 100 days, Nether survival. And I was like, no, I want it to be like a classic 30 minutes per episode or an hour per episode Let's Play series, right? And he wasn't really up for that. Now that I've made a few episodes, maybe he more understands and wants to join. If he wants to join, sure. You know, maybe I'll ask him sometime. Maybe he'll say yes. But I don't really know if it's his kind of content. And he's a very busy guy. You know, he makes a lot of videos. It's his job. So, you know, I'm not sure if he wants to take the time to work on a video for me that he himself cannot make into a video. I don't know. I'm not gonna, like, pressure him on that. So, maybe at some point, but probably not for a while. However, Phantom Force also asks, this time on the Discord, when are you gonna join the Scenario SMP? Now, probably not for a long time, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not big enough, probably. I don't really know how any of that works, but if I'm ever invited to an SMP, sure, I'll join. Why not? I have free time. I don't have a job yet. I will soon, probably. But in terms of when I'm gonna join any sort of SMP, whether it be the Scenario SMP or any other SMP or any other collaborative effort, it depends when they invite me. If you want me to be anything, you're gonna have to ask the people in charge of it, not me. But I'd gladly join any of that kind of stuff if I'm invited. This is a big one right here. Another one from Beefy is here, actually, I think. What's your favorite Hot Wheels wheel type? Now this says a lot about a person. Now looking at these, there's a lot of these that I would qualify as mental illnesses. But I think, you know, again, simple is best. I like the 5SP there. I like the LW is actually pretty nice. PR5 is pretty nice. Or 5SP looks pretty nice. The Y5, you know, the 10SP. A lot of these are nice. I'd say if I had to pick one, probably the LW is pretty nice. The LW or the or 5SP. I don't know. I haven't really collected any sort of toy cars other than like Transformers since I was a kid, so I haven't really looked much at Hot Wheels. Amori asks if you know anything about Warhammer Astartes chapters, which one is your favorite? I'm looking up a list of them right now because I actually know very little about Warhammer. So I'm not going to take time to read the lore, I'm just going to go off of design here. Let's see. I just went on Warhammer 40k fandom list of Space Marine chapters. Let's see here, any of these that particularly pop out to me, I don't know. A lot of these don't even really seem to have an image attached to them. Yeah, I don't know, whichever Henry Cavill likes is probably that one. There's one that's golden, brazen minotaurs, that's pretty cool. I never got into Warhammer. Cool designs, crazy lore. I don't want to get involved in that mess. But whichever Henry Cavill likes, I picked that one. Locke asks, favorite day of the week? Not Monday. Maybe Tuesday. Tuesday's up there. We'll put Tuesday. If we put Monday at like we'll put Monday at a solid like E tier. Tuesday is probably B tier. Wednesday's A tier. I like Wednesday. But it depends, you know, if you have work or school or whatever, that obviously changes everything. Currently, I have nothing. I like Wednesday. Wednesday is, I think I said A tier. Thursday, D tier. Friday, though, Friday is S tier. Saturday is S tier. Sunday's A tier. And I think that's all the days. Rochiro M. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Feel free to correct me. Also, Rochiro is one of the greatest artists in our server. There's also an art section. If you want to post art, go right ahead. You'll see some of their art at the end of the video. Do you plan on making vids like a 100 days Minecraft survival vid? What type of series / vid are you planning on to do next after the Nether one? Well, here's the thing, right? Those like 100 days survival videos, they're usually like 3 or 4 hours long, right? That's not really my kind of content, because I like to make the kind of content that I like to watch. And like I said, I am a lot more inspired in terms of Minecraft by the old school, like, Let's Play style, as well as the just silly, off-the-hook mod videos like Tommy and It and that sort of thing. So I'm much more inclined to make a video that's between 30 minutes to an hour, and that is like in episodes, than to have one big like 4, 5, 3-hour video. The one I did with Kim is an exception, and any other collab I make with Kim is probably going to be similar because that's what he does, and if we're making a video together, we're both making a video. So since it's his job and his channel is the bigger one, I just go along with his style. But if it's a video that I'm making with just me or my friends, it's going to be 30 to 60 minutes, right? So it's probably not going to be 100 days. I'm not really the biggest fan of that style, personally. Sometimes I like to watch it, but I don't really feel like that's the kind of content I like to make, and also it takes a shit ton of storage space that I just don't have on my computer. Once I upgrade to a proper, like, personal home computer, then maybe I'll do stuff like that. But currently I don't have plans on doing that outside of collabs with Kim. But in terms of what type of series or video I'm planning to do next after the Nether one, I want to do a hardcore series, just like I can have Burning in the background, do some streams on it every now and then. But I'm not really that good at Minecraft, so we'll see how that goes. I'll continue making those mod videos. But I don't know. I'm hoping to get big enough to join into some sort of SMP or something of some kind, because personally, playing regular survival on my own is not that fun. Maybe I'll make the hardcore series using mods like Create or something like that. I haven't really thought much about it. But the Nether series is probably not ending anytime soon. I'm expecting it to go for a little while because progress is slow so far. But I will start doing other stuff next to it. The mod videos will be constant. Whatever series I have ongoing, there will be mod videos in between episodes like it is currently. So the plan was to do like Nether, mod, Nether, mod, Nether, mod, so on. And as the Nether video starts to draw its final breaths, I start a new series, and then for a short while you have all three until one dies. But the mod videos will keep going until I get bored of it, I guess. So yeah, I'm not really planning it too much. I think when I start planning, then I get too hung up in the details and the fact that I do it wrong from how I imagined it, and that sort of thing really demotivates me. So I'm more of an improvisational kind of guy. And looking over my collection of questions here, I think that is all the questions I gathered. If you want your question to be in a future video, leave them either in the comments here or in the Q&A section of the Discord server, again, linked down below in the description. Again, also, if you join the Discord server, you might get access to my Minecraft server, which would be great because once I have enough people in it, I'm going to host a sort of tournament-style event. It's going to be fun, so please join. If you have Java Edition Minecraft, that is. I think that's it. I'm going to be moving soon, so don't expect too much content in January. Expect content to start coming back regularly February, March, okay? I'm sorry about the delay. I've been having a lot of issues, both health-wise and technical. Yeah. Again, if you have questions, leave them below. This has been Folklore. Thank you all so much for getting both channels to over 900 and over 800 respectively. I really think we can make them both hit 1,000 this year. That would be awesome. I'm really happy to have you guys in the community. It's been so nice, and I'm very thankful. And yeah, let's cut to the outro where I'll show off some like fan art and stuff, which I can't believe I can say that I have fan art now. That's so cool. Yeah, cut to the new outro. Cut to the new outro now, please.